Hey everybody, how you doing? Mikey's back in my fortress of solitude, aka the loft slash attic of my garage, aka a glorified barn. This thing was built probably in the 1940s. It started out as a barn, it was turned into a garage, and yeah, there's no such thing as airtight in this place. The door is essentially a glorified barn door. Yay! Chilly day here in the Pacific Northwest, raining to beat the band, and it is in the low 40s. I don't know if you can see my breath or not, but I can. Got my buddy heater going here, so I'm okay. Those of you new to the channel, my name is Mikey. I am a former cigar smoker. Still enjoy cigars from time to time, although I haven't had one now in nearly 4 months. I've started out snus and snuff. Started watching Suit Tie Dip and Chew Guy, and he got me down the rabbit hole of chew and dip. And so I've been chronicling my first experiences with many of these chews and dips as time goes on. And today I am enjoying some Skoal Classic Mint Long Cut. This is their 90th anniversary throwback can. Minus the warning label, this is what they kind of looked like back in 1934, with the exception of their plastic cans now. They used to be fiberboard. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Lost my train of thought. So, this is your standard 1.2 ounce can made by the Smokeless Tobacco Company, or U.S. Tobacco Company, sorry. U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company. I'll get it right eventually. 100% American-made tobacco. Sale only allowed in the United States. Underage sale prohibited. And morning smokeless tobacco is addictive. Really? I'm glad the government's here to tell us stuff like that. Who would have thought? Tobacco? People get hooked on it? Ooh. Kind of like caffeine. People get hooked on it? No. Sugar? People get hooked on it? Oh, no. Yeah. But they regulate nicotine, caffeine, and sugar. Take all you want. Who cares? Alrighty. Let's crack this bad boy open and see what we got in here. Now, I have tried the Skoal Mint pouches. I was initially going to do a review of the long cut a couple months back, but I was having a bad day. I was not paying attention when I bought the can, and the clerk handed me a can of pouches. So I tried those. They weren't bad. I haven't done too much pouches. I have noticed with the ones I have tried, some of them are actually better than the long cut, and some of them, the flavor, it just takes so long for the flavor to get through the pouch. Why is it even worth it? I don't know. Let's see how this does. If I remember correctly, I enjoyed the pouches, but it did take a while for that flavor to get through, and now that I've opened this can, the mint flavor is hitting my senses like crazy. Nice mint flavor pouring out of this can. Oh yeah. There's the money shot for the lid. Give you an idea what the cut is like. Looks pretty consistent. Not too bad. Well done, Skoal. There's your stuff in the can. Dipping tobacco, aka moist snuff. Decent moisture content. Nice and spongy. Sticks to the finger. The mint flavoring on this smells wonderful. Nice, pleasant mint. Not detecting a whole lot of sweetness on the nose. But let's take a dip and find out, shall we? This is my favorite part. Nice thing about Skoal, it pinches really easy. I mean, just reach in, take a pinch. If you're a beginner like me, I've only been doing this 3 or 4 months now, Skoal pinches easily. A lot of people bash Skoal, but hey, it pinches wonderfully. I love that, right out of there. No effort whatsoever. Except for when you take a big pinch. This pinch is larger than what I'm used to. Wasn't paying attention. Oh well. Get the lid back on here. Yeah, I like these throwback cans. They look pretty cool. Really be awesome if they did them in fiberboard like they really did back in the day, but oh well. Gotta go with the times, I guess. Good mint flavor. Right out the bat. Yeah, I got a lot in here right now. More than I'm used to. Minty. I'm getting some sweetness. Nice peppermint. It's not real strong. Getting the cooling sensation going on in there. Give this a couple minutes to continue juicing up, releasing more of that minty goodness. One thing I have found in my journey so far, when I first started, I was really in the natural. Excuse me. Dip hiccups. Sorry. Woo. Probably because I got such a big pinch. I was really in the naturals when I first started. That's mainly because I was used to cigars. The naturals reminded me of that cigar tobacco flavor. As I progressed, the naturals have backed off a little bit. I'm really digging the mints and the wintergreens now. But I still enjoy the naturals. But right now I find myself dipping more mint and more wintergreen than I do natural. That's just how my palate's changing as time goes on. And that's the sole purpose of me making these videos, is record the change of my taste over time. Speaking of the little thing on here, underage sale prohibited, there's some tobacco channels out there on YouTube right now. YouTube's been cracking down on them again. Suit Tie Dip and Chew Guy got demonetized last Friday. He's still dealing with YouTube, trying to, he's playing by the rules. He's marking things not made for kids, but they demonetized his entire channel, even his non-tobacco related videos. They're still running ads, but they demonetized them. I'm not sure what's going on there. He's a little frustrated right now, understandably. And those of you who watch some nasal snuff channels, Simply Snuff, same thing happened to him. They age restricted all of his material, which means he's automatically demonetized. And he's dealing with YouTube on that. And this whole mess kind of has me wondering, should I age restrict my stuff just to be preemptive? Or should I just continue to market this video is not made for kids? When you upload a video, you can say yes or no if it's made for kids. And then there's also a third option where you can age restrict your stuff. Or only if you're an adult who's logged into YouTube and you say, yes, I am an adult. I don't even remember if they do an age verification. It's been so long since I've done mine, years ago, that, it'll age restrict it, and unless you're logged in and they know you're an adult, you won't be able to see the videos. That being said, kids these days can just go on their phone and access all the porn they want without having to go through any kind of age restriction. Because most parents don't put parental controls on their kids' phones or computers. No, my kid's not going to do that. Yeah, right. I don't know. Kids can access all the porn they want. They can watch videos on how to smoke weed, but tobacco, oh no, can't do that. I don't know. And there's probably YouTube videos out there showing kids how to get around parental controls if they have them on their devices. I'm not sure. I didn't look, but they're probably out there. And YouTube's letting them run, more than likely. It's this whole anti-tobacco mindset. Reading an article a couple weeks ago, more people have a favorable opinion of marijuana than they do tobacco these days. And they're just now starting to study marijuana since it's become legal and find out what kind of health issues it might pose. And they found out, especially with young people under the age of 25, it has a severe impact on brain development, because your brain continues to develop until you're in your mid-20s. And habitual marijuana users, it messes with that in younger people. And, you know, that's what a couple of the studies are starting to find out. But more people have a favorable view of marijuana than they do tobacco. Tobacco does not mess with your brain. Nicotine, fires the synapses, but it doesn't alter your brain chemistry enough to impede brain development in your early 20s. Marijuana does. Go figure. Anyway, enough yammering about age restrictions and YouTube cracking down on tobacco channels. I know a lot of the cigar channels, they've been kicked off YouTube completely, or they made it such a pain in the butt, most of them have moved on to other platforms. Cigar Obsession comes to mind. Brian Glenn. Was one of the #1 cigar channels on YouTube. He pretty much said screw you and moved on. This is a nice mint. Back to the tobacco. It's juicing up nicely now. Still getting lots of minty flavor from it. It's not as sweet as, say, Stoker's or Copenhagen, but it does have that sweetness. It's a very good balance between sweet and minty. The mint is definitely straightforward. I'm not detecting much of a dark fired tobacco in the background. Just maybe a kiss of it. Not much at all. The mint is the star player in this. It's holding together wonderfully. Most Skoal products, it's a little drier than some of the other tobaccos, but the way they do their cut, it holds together really well. Which is why for a lot of newbies, they recommend Stoker's and Skoal for starting out, because it holds together really well. Skoal tends to be, I tend to refer to them as the Jedi of the tobacco world, or the dip world. They try and seek balance in the force in all they do. Their straight is well balanced. This mint is coming across as well balanced. Their natural, also well balanced. Same thing with their wintergreen. It's not overpowering, but it's well balanced. And that seems to be where Skoal tries to go for that. They try to seek balance. Some of the other ones, they're really strong, and the mint and wintergreen. Some of them are really sweet. More sweet than not. Some of them are less sweet than not. Skoal kind of trying to find that sweet spot in between, and I appreciate that. They wouldn't have been around for the last 90 years if they weren't. Although they started out with their snuff, they were the first company to introduce wintergreen flavor, if my reading is correct. And they've moved into the dip, which 90 years ago they didn't have mint. This is just a throwback style can. If you wanted dipping tobacco back then, you had natural and natural. Huh. Most of it was the fine cut snuff. It wasn't until the 70s and 80s where they started introducing flavorings and longer cuts and stuff like that. And the pouches, the old Skoal Bandits. I remember those commercials. And the Harry Gant NASCAR races with the Skoal car going around in circles. Skoal hat. That's from that era. But yeah, this is a very well balanced mint. I'm enjoying this a lot. More so than the pouches. The pouches, the mint flavor seems subdued. It took a long time for it to work its way through the pouch. The long cut version, this stuff is excellent. If you're looking for a well-balanced mint, not too sweet, good minty flavor, just a faint kiss of the dark fire tobacco in the background, not much, just a hair. This is a pretty good dip. So I'm gonna have no trouble finishing this can because I've come to really like mints. But yeah, very well balanced, very nice indeed. And with all my talking right now, it's trying to creep over my molar a little bit, but it's still holding together. A couple of small floaters, nothing much to worry about. Nicotine content, this would be average, I would say. It's not, it's there, but it's not real strong. Maybe light to moderate in the nicotine content. It'd be a good beginner if you're getting into the dip world and like mint flavor. You know, Stoker's, Copenhagen, and Skoal. Stoker's and Skoal would probably be good ones to begin with. Copenhagen's a little bit stronger on the nicotine, so maybe the Stoker's and the Skoal tend to be more moderate. I think this is even a little bit lower nicotine content by the feel of it than Stoker's. So if you're trying to get used to the nicotine content of dips, this would be a good option for you. But yeah, very nice minty flavor. I have no idea how long this is going to last. I would estimate probably 25, 35 minutes easy, by the way it's feeling right now. It's a nice, pleasant, nothing harsh, nothing bitter. That sweetness counterbalance, interacts with the mint wonderfully. Yeah. Tell me what you think. Should I age restrict my videos in a preemptive move, or shall I just wait until I get enough people watching my videos to where I drop onto YouTube's radar and they decide to age restrict it for me? I'm not sure which move I should make. I'll probably wait and see how it plays out with a couple of the other dip and snuff channels they've gone after recently. See how things work out with them. Because I know they've tried it in the past with those channels, and then they back off and they let them do their ads and stuff. I'm nowhere near monetized right now, so I have no, ambitions towards that. But I do know those guys, they make a few bucks to pay, at least pay for their dip habit off of ads that run on their videos. So it does have an impact on those guys. Anyway, this is Skoal, their classic mint. I do want to give a shout out to Mike Summers. He is sending me a care package. He lives in a part of the country where dip and chew is reasonably priced, and he has access to a much better selection than I have locally. He's sending me a care package. I can't wait to get it. I'll be sure and share those reviews when it arrives. Curious to see what all is in there. But yeah, if you like mints and you want something that's not real minty, not real sweet, this is a very well balanced dip. And it holds together well. It's moderate low on the nicotine scale, I would guess. Give it a try. Skoal Classic Mint. This is Mikey. Y'all take care. I will catch you next time.